YouTuber, Cindy Curran here from Enlightenment Now, a YouTube channel for spiritual and personal growth or awakening, both of them actually, and I am a spiritual life coach. Today's topic I call Living from Your Vibrational Reality. And what it is I'll be doing this in other YouTube videos too. I used to belong to a Science of Mind church. Well, actually, I still belong there. I'm a member there. And I used to do readings for the church, and the readings were off of certain books. So what I would do was take a couple of books, I would summarize it and write it down, and I have my little cheat sheet right here. So I'll be reading, and it's a lot of good information, I believe, and I'm hoping that it helps people out there. So this particular thing comes from, it's called The Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and Ernest Holmes' book, Creative Mind and Success. So this is what it says. I'm sorry, I have to look down. I'm sorry. But so here goes. According to Esther and Jerry Hicks, for people who don't know who Esther and Jerry Hicks is, what it is a Esther, actually, Jerry is her husband. Esther channels somebody that is called Abraham, and what they are is a group consciousness. And they give Esther words of wisdom, and she's written quite a few books. I'll put the link down below on her for her website. Even if you don't believe in channeling, I still think that maybe you want to might want to check out her books, because the wisdom in these books are quite amazing, and hopefully you'll see that from this report. So according to them, there are two types of reality. The first is your vibrational reality, which is your thoughts and emotions. The second is your physical reality, and your physical reality is your material world. Your physical reality only exists, try to say that 10 times fast, exists because you've been thinking thoughts long enough that now it's showing up to give you awareness of how you've been vibrationally vibrating. And I'll say that again. You have your vibrational reality and you have your physical reality. Your vibrational reality is your thoughts and emotions. Your physical reality is basically your material world. So your physical reality is a result of how you are vibrating, as a result of your vibrational reality. In other words, your thoughts thought long enough become your beliefs. Your beliefs would be your vibrational reality, which turns into your physical reality, or what you see. If you want something and you believe it, you are offering one signal to the universe, and the law of attraction will bring to you your want. However, when you want something and you doubt it, you are now offering the opposing vibration, which prevents you from getting what you want. Examples of opposing vibrations may be like, I want it but. Things would be different if, etc., etc. When you keep thinking these things, it keeps you from transforming your situation. However, you can take your power back by remembering that a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. Now that you know that if you keep thinking the same thought, good or bad, law of attraction responds to that thought, not because the thought is true and not because it's reality, but because it's the law of attraction's consistent response to a thought that you keep thinking. If you want to transform your life, then change your vibrational reality, change your thoughts and emotions. which is your thoughts and emotions. To do this, you may have to pretend that something is when it's not. Like, for example, if anybody has seen The Secret, the movie The Secret, there's one analogy. They say, if you want a car, sit in your mind, visualize sitting in the car, what it feels like to hold on to the steering wheel, what it looks like, what it smells. Include every detail that you can possibly detail. But it's not just visualizing the physical part of it. It's feeling yourself in the car, feeling what it feels like to have a car, and keep on that vibrational level even though you don't have a car, and eventually you'll get a car. Because that's how we get our things. That's how you talk to the universe. That's how you talk to God, if you will. It's through your emotions, not through. How many times you say, oh, I want this, I want that, but it's just words, and your emotions are saying something different. You get what your emotion is saying, not what necessarily what your mouth is saying. For example, going on to what they're saying. For example, if you are unhappy, pretend to be happy. If you are poor, pretend you are abundant. Think to yourself, what does it feel like to be abundant? What would I have? How would I feel? Feel free? Feel like you can go anywhere, you can do anything that you want. Feel how good it feels to have your bills paid in full. If you're in debt and your bills are paid in full and that weight just coming off your shoulder, feel how wonderful that feels. Feel what it feels like to be able to go on a trip. You know, pretend it first and act from that vibrational state that you have it. That you are abundant, that your bills are paid, even though they may not. Just act and feel it, and eventually it will happen. Because by pretending to be your desires, you change your vibrational reality and become internally what you want to appear externally in your physical reality. So let me say this again, just in case. By pretending to be your desires, you change your vibrational reality and become internally what you want to appear externally in your physical reality. So make your desires your belief in emotion, in feeling. Because when you think the thoughts that match what you want, until you believe it, then universal forces, some people call it God, universal forces, Jesus, whatever word is resonates true for you, fill it in there. Universal forces have to give you the proof of your belief. It's universal law. In his book, Creative Mind and Success, Ernest Holmes, who happens to have created The Science of Mind, he has a book out, The Science of Mind, which is amazing. Okay, so in his book, Creative Mind and Success, Ernest Holmes explains why this is possible. Changing your vibrational reality, so you have in your physical reality what it is that you want. He states that man creates from his own thinking because a person is surrounded by a thought atmosphere in which they are the center of power in their own life. Therefore, life is from within outward and never from outside within. By thinking, you set in motion a power that creates. Man or woman is big in capacity if they think big thoughts, and they are small in capacity if they think small thoughts. If a person wants to be successful, he or she can create such a strong mental atmosphere of success that its power of attraction will be irresistible, because the seed that falls into the ground shall bear the fruit of its own kind, and nothing should hinder it. Holmes also reminds us of what Jesus said in Matthew 21:22. Jesus said, "And all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive." Jesus knew that everything is made out of mind, and without and without the positive acceptance on the part of the individual, there is no mold into which mind can pour itself forth into form. God can only do for us only by doing through us. God works through us. It's also equally important to be grateful for what you have and what you want demonstrated, because a grateful attitude to the Spirit puts you in very close touch with power and adds much to the reality of the thing that you are dealing with. So cultivate all the gratitude that you can have. Be grateful for everything. Wake up first thing in the morning, take a deep breath, say, thank you, I am alive. I have another day to live my purpose. I have another day for happiness. Thank for a good night's sleep. If you got a good night's sleep, thank the sheets. Louise Hay, she says, thank your sheets and your bed. They kept you warm and they kept you gave you a good night's sleep. Be thankful for the clothes that you have, the roof over your head, the food on your table. I was going through a very rough time many years ago. I had hurt my knee. I went to a doctor. They were saying, oh, there's nothing wrong. I had pain, burning, tingling in my leg, stemming from my knee, going down into my foot. Doctors were like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with you. I was losing my apartment. I was feeling a little suicidal. It was like I didn't think I could live because I was losing everything. I found the Science of Mind church, thank God, and things got better. But one thing that I did was I kept a journal. I ended up getting on general public assistance, which anybody who's been on that, you only make maybe $50 a month or $100 a month. I was on subsidized housing, so that helped. My rent was only $30 a month, so that helped a lot. And what I did so I was on general public assistance waiting to get on permanent disability. And that time was very tough, but I kept a gratitude journal. And for like 2.5 years, it was always the same thing. I'm alive. I do have food. It wasn't a lot of food on my table, but I did have food because I was able to get food stamps. I have clothes on my back. I loved my cat. I loved, some people think that's silly, but that cat got me out of bed every single morning. If I wasn't for that cat, I probably wouldn't have had a reason to get out of bed, but I had to because he was Cotton. He would cry and cry and cry. He's since passed away because this was quite a few years ago. But every day it was the same thing. And I had a TV and I had an apartment and I was able to pay my rent. And every day for almost 2.5 years, it was the same thing. But I forced myself to be grateful for things. And other than my knee, then I was still basically very healthy. So be grateful for everything, no matter how small. There's no big and little in the mind of God. It's just the way that we humans will look at what's good and bad, what's big and little. It's just a perception. Be grateful for everything that you have. So I'm going to summarize what I just said. And so in summary, your vibrational reality becomes your physical reality. To change your physical reality, you must change your vibrational reality. If you have trouble doing this, then remind yourself that a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, which becomes your reality. If you don't have something and you want it, you transform your situation by pretending to be your desire first. This makes your desire your belief. Be grateful for everything seen and unseen, and your beliefs will appear in your outer world. As the old adage says, fake it till you make it, baby, and it's gonna happen. So that would be my advice for you today. I actually wrote a poem. Let me see if I can't see it. B. I call this poem B, and this is a poem that I wrote and copyrighted. It says, if you want happiness, be happiness. If you want love, be love. If you want abundance, be abundance. If you want to reach a certain goal, be that goal. For these things are not a destination. They are a state of being. And you cannot become something that you are not. If these things were a destination, then when you arrive, you enjoy it for a time, but then the trip is over. And again, you'll find yourself looking for what you want, wondering why you wasn't as happy for as long as you thought you would be. However, if what you want to be is your state of being, then no matter where you go, no matter what you do, what people say, or what happens to you, there you are. You won't have to look for happiness. You'll be happiness. You won't have to look for love. You'll be love. You won't have to look for abundance. You'll be abundant. You won't have to look for your goal. Your goal will find you. And nobody, and I mean nobody, can take that away from you. All you have to do first is decide what you want and be who you are. And your goal does. It's amazing. I visualize helping people, and I try to get in that mode that people, I visualize, people say, oh, thank you so much for helping me, and things are starting to come around. I don't have to search for anything. One of the things that I wanted, this is kind of, well, on a human level, small probably, I want to get a cat tree for my cat. I have a couple of them, and they were kind of expensive, and I've been visualizing my cat's being on this tree and enjoying it, and I had my mind set exactly what kind of cat tree. Today, I was outside, and there was a cat tree. Somebody was giving it up, so I'm like, I'll take it. So I ended up taking this cat tree. It was the exact same cat tree that I had visualized in my head, and my cats love it. They haven't been off it since I brought it into my home this morning, and right now it's probably about 8:30 at night. So yes, somehow things just start falling into your path. People started doing YouTube videos. I'm finding that people want to be interviewed. They want me to interview them. And I interviewed a woman who was a recovering alcoholic. I'll be interviewing somebody tomorrow because, she was a victim of abuse because her ex-husband was abusive to her. And because he had, sorry, I had an itch. I'm very itchy. Every time I get on this computer, I get very itchy. I don't know what it is. But anyway, her husband had a narcissistic personality disorder. He was very, very abusive. So she's learned a lot of lessons, and she's come through on the other side. She went through a lot of pain, come through on the other side. She's doing really great. So she's going to be sharing her story. I have a Science of Mind practitioner who's going to allow me to interview him. So, and I have other people in the works too that are coming forward. A psychic is coming forward. Somebody who feels that they were possessed from spirits, entities, and what she went through. So, so I have a lot of good stuff, and they're just finding me. I'm not even going out looking. They just kind of in their path. I have to ask them if they would like to do it, of course, and let them know, I'm willing to do it, but they're just kind of showing up in my life. So I'm getting in that vibrational reality that I am successful, that I'm helping people. That's my biggest thing. I want to help people. I want people to have a better life. I want them to grow. Everybody has an inner light, and it's time for us to shine. And whoever's had a difficult path, I'm hoping to be able to show them another way, and their past experiences does not have to be their future experiences. So anyway, that's it for today. Sorry to talk your ear off, but that's the name of the game, I guess. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you have any questions, if there's a topic that you would like to see me cover, please leave it in the comments section. I do read them, so I will answer you. And please subscribe to my video if you like it. If by subscribing, that means it will come into your email every time I put a video out, so you'll be sure not to miss anything. And that's it today. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I want you to know you are awesome. Never think anything less of yourself. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are beautiful. And that's it for today. May you live long and prosperous. Peace out. Thank you so much. Bye now. Have a great, wonderful night.